Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Unboxing Series here in the workshop. This time we have none other than Ahsoka from Clone Wars. She has taken a long time to get here, but she is finally here. And of course, here's the Hot Toys box. There's the credits. And there's only a few pictures of Ahsoka on here, or two to be exact. And there's the typical Star Band type banner on the front. And as we come around to the front, we have Ahsoka with the hood and Ahsoka with her sabers on the front. Typical Star Wars Hot Toys fashion. That's how the boxes are typically designed. And then we have another picture of Ahsoka with her lightsabers again. I originally wasn't going to pick up this figure because I wasn't a fan of the Clone Wars. But then I watched it all the way through and then it grew on me, and then I saw this figure and I was like, yep, I'm going to get her. Now that she's finally released, we'll get her. And she is welcomed editioned here for my Star Wars, as you can see in the background in the green. But with that down, how about we open up this box and check out the Ahsoka Tano figure. And here she is outside of the box, all plastic removed. And first impressions are that she is pretty good. I've never been one for seamless arms. I've seen different types of damage they can bring to a figure, but only time will tell how this figure will hold up. Now, I'm not familiar with this particular attire. I'm still used to seeing her in the red top, and she has red bands on her arms. But if I was told correctly, then this look comes in like season 7 of Clone Wars, the last season, where she also has the white lightsabers, whereas where I'm still watching, she still has the green and yellow. That's why the background lights are green and yellow. But overall, she's a pretty good figure. She's probably not going to have the best score that I have out there, but she's definitely a good figure. And as we go in for a closer look, you can see a little bit that they were going for a slightly Rosario Dawson look due to the fact that they have the license for live action, and I don't believe they have the license for animation. So the lifelike look is pretty typical, as you'll see later in this video too. The points of articulation are all good. My only issue so far has been the wrist pegs. The wrist pegs were tiny, of course, due to her frame, and the metal in her arm, at least with this particular figure, my figure, they were difficult to put in. You have to slot it in to a metal port inside the wrist, which the plastic replacement wrist pegs were a little difficult to put back in because one of the hands were actually loose. So I had to change out one of the wrist pegs, and it worked fine, but it was a pain in the ass to get it into that arm. But so far, that's my only gripe, other than one in the head sculpt, which I will get into later. But she's crafted really well. The tailoring is pretty close to the body itself, which surprisingly doesn't restrict the movement that I thought it would. There have been some issues with the garments not staying on, which I have yet to have with this figure. So best of luck to me, knock on wood. But the tailoring is really good, and you should be able to get a lot of motion out of this figure, which we will soon test out later on in the video, of course. So that's pretty much all I got on that for now. So let's move into the next part where we check out the accessories. And we are going to start with the weaponry. And to begin, we have her lightsabers, which are, again, two different sizes. You got the large one and the small one, which the metal painting was done very nicely. And now the larger one, of course, you can see detailed very nicely. And again, the metallic paint with the wear all over the hilt itself. Yeah, very nicely done on both. So you can see the metal wear, the speckling. Very well painted. And then the blades, of course, go peg in right there. That's for the short one. Peg in quite nicely. No issues. And then the motion blade. I'm not a huge fan of these myself, but they do come in handy when you are posing to make it look like the lightsaber's in motion. And here, which rolled off to the side, is the thermal detonator. Again, good detail. Nice metal wash. It looks very metallic. I'll put this guy right over here so he doesn't roll off again. Well, yeah, and then of course the long blade. Again, if I can get it in there, peg. Yeah. If you have other Star Wars figures with lightsabers, it's pretty much the same thing. Only these don't light up, which is a disappointment. And again, the moving blade. Motion. Again, like I said, I don't really care for these, but some people out there do. And again, for conveying motion in posing, they do the job. But I don't usually typically pose with these particular blades in. So, and moving on to the next set of accessories, we have the hands. And Ahsoka comes with 3.5 sets of hands. We'll have open hands that are matching. Again, I always say this, but Hot Toys, man, you guys really make good hands. Oops, shoot. And I like dropping hands. But here we go. Really good. Small female hands are always small, so much smaller. They got that same speckling on the armor she has for her hands that you see on the blades. They're the hilts of the blades. Both hands, they're trying to match there. Looks really good. And then we have the lightsaber hands. I keep dropping these things. But yeah, again, same thing. Armor's painted pretty well. I like it very much. It doesn't look too cheapish, I guess I could say, with the color of her skin. There's two slightly open hands for posing or using the Force. But again, overall, Hot Toys does a good job on hands. I'm yet to see some hands that have disappointed me. Man, I'm butterfingers today. But yeah, really well done. They're perfect for Ahsoka. And then on to this one here. Just a grasping hand, it would appear, almost. Again, open hand. And then one fist. Not sure why we don't get two, but there it is. One fist. Again. But that is her hands. Now we move on to the holograms. Now this is what I was saying earlier. This is the movie Obi-Wan. This isn't the one from the TV show. It looks exactly like the Obi-Wan figure. Again, because I don't think they have the license to the animated figures. Here's Anakin, like he looks in the movies. It just looks like they're figures that were just shrunken down and cast in a blue translucent plastic. And my favorite here is Yoda. Again, from the movie, not the animated series. It's what we expect from Hot Toys. And a hologram projector. Comes with a lot of Star Wars figures. It's pretty basic if you have more than one Star Wars figure. And on to the base. Pretty standard base. Imperial flooring. And peel that plastic off. Soothing, right? No, just kidding. Here it is. Star Wars, Ahsoka Tano. In the standard Star Wars metal nameplate. But overall, yeah, good base. Good standard base. Nice rectangle. We've seen these bases before, though. You know, it's pretty typical of Star Wars base. But this one has 2022 on it. And that's the only difference, I think. But yeah, here is the waist grabber. And that connects in. I really like it when they put, like, flashcard thingies on for the base. But they didn't do that. Like they did with Rogue One. But yeah, Clone Wars have been cool, too. And now on to the head sculpt. The head sculpt is really good. My only issue is with the backing, the purrs. Again, very reasonably adjustable. I had no issues with the purrs at all. The left eye was a little loose, but that was about it. But it slots in right about here, and then up top. But then, yep. This is what I didn't like. This isn't the first time this has happened. Hot Toys and their magnets don't like to stay glued in sometimes. That's something I'll have to repair myself. Only because I don't mind. But it does mess with the alignment of the face sculpt. As you can see here, it doesn't come down all the way. And you have to adjust it. Like there, the gap there that you see. Yeah, and then, yeah, you just have to adjust it. But I'm going to take the magnet out for now and put it in later until I can glue it back in there. Unfortunately, this happens a lot on Iron Man figures and a lot of other figures that hold magnets, really. But an easily remedied issue that I just end up gluing it back in. But no, see, the gap's not there anymore. It is a little off on that side. And then these tendrils, they do have air pockets so that they can bend. There is wire in them. They're not the easiest to move around, but they still do move around. So, nope, head's popping loose. And that's why they have the magnet there, so it doesn't do that. Yeah, we'll just put that back in there, and then I'll fix it later. And her eyes are, yeah, a little crooked, but that's okay. But back to the tendrils. I would like to say that, again, they're not the easiest things to bend, but they will move around if you have patience. Yeah. And if you turn her head to the side, to left or the right, you're going to have to move those things around anyways. But there's some bend here in the back one. Interesting shapes. But overall, I like the head sculpt. And, you know, I just got to fix it. Get that magnet back in there. But that does it for the accessories. So to repeat, she's a really good figure. So let's get her into some poses, and we'll give her the score. Pose number 1. Again, I had to look online for some poses. This is one from earlier on. She does like to stiffen around the midsection. There wasn't a whole lot of articulation to get her to turn. That could be due to the attire as well. But I think I got her in a pretty decent pose here. It reminds me of the Ahsoka been watching on the show. Going for a closer look, a lot of people are worried about those seamless arms ripping or breaking. But if you keep her in mostly museum poses, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. Not that everybody wants to do that. It's not ideal, but even the fold of the elbow looks pretty good. I don't have her in a whole lot of leg articulation here, but moving down, those ankles are articulated. So you should be able to get her in some pretty decent poses. See, and I like the sleekness of the lightsabers and her form. It just works really well. I should have had the left arm up a little higher maybe, but it's a pretty good pose. Here's another fighting pose. Again, I scoured the internet, looked for some poses, and tried to copy them. But this one is also from earlier on in the show, and you actually see her quite a bit in this pose and on most pictures online. And while here I have her in a widened stance, I still didn't put too much stress on the ankle because I didn't really want to force them in a position they didn't want to go in, because the boots are attached. There's just enough movement to move them from left to right. As you can see, I don't know if it's too dark or not, but the boots are pretty much one piece. Are one piece, but there is just enough loose on that ankle joint to move them around as you need to. And she's got fabric pants, so moving the legs aren't going to be an issue. And then seamless arms. Full range of motion above 90. Full 360 rotation from side to sides. For those who do like to pose their figures like myself, she's pretty damn good. She's pretty damn good at that. And here she is with her robe. I put Yoda, the Yoda gummy bear, as my brother likes to call it. The robe fabric is really nice. I guess I forgot to put that into the accessories portion of the episode, but there it is. I'm glad I got it in there somewhere. There was also one other small pieces that I forgot to add in as well, but you'll know what they are if you have ordered this figure and find them. But yeah, there she is talking to Yoda. And now with Rex. This is another reason why I wanted to get Ahsoka, because it's a great companion piece to Rex. I will most likely be getting the Clone Wars Anakin as soon as he comes. Not the one with the staff, because I really don't care about that vehicle. But definitely getting that Clone Wars Anakin, and if the Obi-Wan, if it ever comes. But quick explanation of this pose. Got her on the dynamic flight post from one of my other figures. And here she is protecting Rex and fighting alongside of him. And yeah, works out pretty well. I don't have it clasped on her, which helps out a big deal, saving the fabric and the figure itself. But yeah, really good companion piece Rex is. But to give her a score, again, I know she's not going to be a high score, but I know she's at least an 8.2. Again, that's just my opinion, an 8.2. Some people might be higher, some people might be lower. Please feel free to leave your score down in the comment section. But yeah, I think 8.2 is a solid score. A deserving score as far as this particular figure is concerned. But that'll do it for this one. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. There will be more reviews to come. Come check out our live show on Mondays. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, always be kind, and I'll catch you on the next one.